Hello and welcome to this late afternoon taste challenge. I have two 40% alcohol tequilas with natural flavors. Brian Carpenter says cheers. Cheers to you, Brian. Clinking the mugs. These are not tequilas, they're tequilas with natural flavors. JG says cheers, clinking the mugs. Cheers to you. So here is Tijuana Oro. Now I have the Tijuana Silver Tequila, but this is Tijuana Oro, which was changed after the Sazerac Company decided to start adding natural flavors. You can't add flavor into tequila, but they're adding it, calling it Tijuana Oro. They're not calling it Tijuana Tequila. They're calling it Tijuana Oro. And then there's from worldwide importers. If this thing will focus, it'd be somehow. Wide world importers. Man, this thing doesn't want to focus. Usually it focuses pretty fast. Tequila with natural flavors, imported by wide world importers. 1 liter, bottled in Frankfort, Kentucky, which is Buffalo Trace, but they're not going to put, there it is. They're not going to put Buffalo Trace's name on it. We love to hear from our customers. Sazerac.com, email info@sazerac.com. There's the Mexican flag with an old Aztec emblem on it. This was a liter, and it was $6.99. Sipping some local craft beer stuff. Oh, good. Now here's the competitor, Bandolero, introduced in 1987. Bandolero Gold, tequila with natural flavors. This is not called Bandolero Tequila. It's called Bandolero Gold, tequila with natural flavors. And look how pale that is. They ought to call it Bandolero Barely Gold. That is the palest looking thing. This was $5.98. $5.98 at Star in Kenner, Louisiana. And that one, the Tijuana was $6.99. Retraction, $8.99 at Discount Depot. A liter bottle though, so it's still cheap. $8.99 at Discount Depot. And Marrero, Louisiana. Star is on Louisiana Highway 49, southbound. There's 2 locations. They're both on the southbound side of the highway. One is on the north, or as people in New Orleans say, the lake side of the highway, the lake end, and the other one is at more of the river end, toward the river. New Orleans roads are so curvy and with the river and everything that they don't use the words north and south, east and west. They say riverbound or lakebound. Like if you're heading toward the lake or toward the river, toward Lake Pontchartrain or to the river. It's the only way it can really make sense. Like United States Highway 90 business route. If you're going eastbound, after you cross the river, you're actually heading west for a couple of miles. And if you're going westbound, you're heading east. So it's very confusing. So that people don't use those terms. All right. Anyway, I'll show you the website for Safeway because Safeway owns the trademark. And Safeway is owned by Albertsons, so therefore Albertsons owns the trademark. So they show a bottle of Arrow. It's currently out of stock at that particular store. Showing the bottle, not much to see. Another view of the front. So anyway, yeah, I mean, but I didn't buy it at Albertsons. I didn't buy it at Safeway. I bought it at Star. I don't know why Star had it because they're not part of Albertsons, but most likely there was some overflow and they let them have it. You know, they signed off that they could sell it there. That's allowed with private label if they sign off on it, or a store brand, as people call it. 18.99 for the big bottle. Well, that's a good deal because that's what Winn Dixie tequila is. Of course, Winn Dixie tequila is true tequila, not tequila with natural flavors. So this one's in stock. All right. Hector says, "How or am I liking Bandolero Gold? I'm not liking it. I bought the silver for $8 at Bonds once. It's pretty bland." Hector. Jason Cleveland says, "Hello, Jay. Isn't Light Beer Wednesday supposed to start now?" Oh no, at the top of the hour, uh, 4 o'clock Pacific time. Now, if we do Thunder and Thursday tomorrow, it will start at this time. You know, at the bottom of the hour, 3:30 California, Oregon time, Washington time, Pacific Coast. Um, all right, so let me get rolling. Now, as bland as it's a hot seller. You would think, why would people buy that stuff? Well, I guess they like bland things. All they're doing is putting it in a cheap cocktail. So what the heck? This does have aroma. It smells like tequila, you know, that peppery agave kind of vegetative thing. This smells like nothing. Mostly like tap water, but it does have a little tequila pickup, but it's minimal. I think that's got to be the Bandolero, but let's go with the taste. Cheers. So is Sazerac taking the same cheap tequila, adding natural flavor, whatever that is? I can't figure it out. Maybe it's vanilla. I don't know. And then bottling it and just putting different labels on it. Uh, I don't believe so because these do not taste alike. That has a little bit of tequila flavor. It doesn't have a whole lot going for it, but it's all right. I give it like a B minus, probably a 8.2 out of 10, 8 out of 10. Let's say 8 out of 10. Just barely good, barely sort of good, barely sort of good, but not bad. But I wouldn't, buy another one. It tastes like this one tastes like somebody put a little bit of tequila in the glass and put ice cubes in it and just let it sit there till all the ice was melted because it's so watered down. This has got to be Bandolero, and look how pale it is. It looks clear. And they say this is gold. Yeah, of course it's Bandolero. So that's loss after loss after loss for Bandolero, and it's going to keep losing, and I don't care because it ain't my problem. The message in Beer Talk said 6:30 Eastern. That's a mistake. Let me fix that. Kind of late now, but yeah, that's a mistake on my part. I'm sorry. I feel like a fool. Seven p.m. Eastern time. Oh boy. Okay, so let's see here. I'll just 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Daylight Time for Light Beer Wednesday. Okay, thanks for checking that. Thanks for correcting me on that. I don't like making mistakes like that, but it's been known to happen. Okay, so thank you, Jason. Hector says, "Do you know what natural flavors that Bandolero has?" Because Sazerac will not release that. They won't. They won't tell you what they are. Yes, now I've been corrected. I appreciate it. Right. With great knowledge comes great responsibility. I don't know maybe it's just agave extract and they're adding it to give it more tequila flavor but if they did, they must have put one drop. Bandolero, they must have literally put one drop of the flavoring in a barrel. I know that's not true, but it seems like it. Does it? Does it have flavor? It has flavor, but practically no flavor. So I would give it a C minus, 7.2. Let's give it I was saying 7. I'm being generous. 7.2 out of 10. It ain't much happening. I don't hate it. If I hate it, I give it a D. But yeah, Bandolero's if it's a C minus, it may as well be an F, right? Because yeah, you could drink it, but why would you want to? It's just a failure. You say, yeah, but you said it was only $5.98. That's true. But I got a bottle of tequila for $5 at Easy Stop. Now it may be terrible. It's a clear one, it's not gold. A Joven. But because I was telling the lady, I don't know about this product. It was all dirty, like I said, I'll give you $5. And she thought about it because it was $8.99. And she says, okay. Okay. So I got it. I hadn't tried it. Tijuana is all right. Nothing too special either. So they put these out there. I guess people buy them. How often do you see Tijuana? I don't really see it. I've never seen it in my town. I have never seen it in my town ever in my life that I've ever looked for tequila. I might have seen it at the bar at a couple of Mexican restaurants, I think. You know what? Maybe I did see it in my town at one of those Mexican restaurants like El Paso Mexican Grill, and it was on the bar shelf. I think I did see it there. Because it's basically where you're going to see it. But in stores like, Discount Depot, Savannah Discount, I can't think of any of those stores, but I'm sure if you check online, they got a lot of places that sell it around the United States. After all, it's been on the market 59 years. Bandolero, yeah, that's common. Not here where I live, but anywhere in Louisiana where there's an Albertsons store, it's common because they sell it. And I bought it at Star, and Star is only about 18 miles from here. Maybe it's more like 16 miles, but not far. Not very far to get to Star. Okay. And like Sly Stone said, everybody is a star. Everybody is a superstar. Yeah. And Brian Wilson died. I was sad to hear that, but I knew he was very sick. I saw a report or heard a report about 6 months ago said he was very, very ill. Like, basically, he's not going to live too much longer. And so I wasn't really shocked. Well, actually, I wasn't shocked at all. When I heard this news today, I was kind of like thinking, oh, I figured this was coming, but wasn't happy about it. Anyway, I have some Beach Boy albums. I have a lot of Beach Boys albums. They're different. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching. Let's go get ready because in about 18 minutes, we'll be launching Light Beer Wednesday. And thank you, Jason, again for correcting me on that. I'm embarrassed, but it happens. There's no excuse for it, but it happened. Louisiana Liquor Reviews, what is your favorite Beach Boy album? Well, the Greatest Hits album. Whatever that one is that shows the gold cover with the yellow, the sun going down, whatever, Endless Summer or whatever. It's like their biggest album because it has all their big hits on it. Yeah. Because some of the albums, they'll be like really iffy, like Surf's Up, Sunflower, 2020, Friends. I have, they'll be like great songs mixed with terrible songs. And I told somebody this at work. I said, the Beach Boys, their songs are either, there's like no in between, It's like when they were great, they were the best. And when they were bad, they were really bad. And I don't know why. It's kind of like the Grateful Dead. Like their great music is amazing. And then their bad music is unbelievably bad. There's no middle ground. Well, like the Beatles, they could make some kind of like so-so songs. You know what I'm saying? And some bad ones too, occasionally. But, they had some middle ground with them. It wasn't like all or nothing, but Rolling Stones, same way, it wasn't all or nothing, but a couple of those bands, it was either top of the hill or the bottom. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm glad I have the albums. I don't ever really listen to them, but I know a lot of people say Pet Sounds is the best one. Pet Sounds. I definitely don't agree with that. All right, anyway, I don't hate it, but I don't think it's the greatest thing. But definitely not the greatest thing. I have it. I have it in its mono. I have it stereo and mono, both versions. And I'm listening, thinking this is the greatest thing. I don't think so. All right. Anyway. But that's the story of the day. All right, y'all take care, and I'll see y'all in 15 minutes. Bye.